Hi students, we're going to talk about skyscrapers. Skyscrapers are so common elements of the most famous cities' layouts that sometimes we can recognize the place thanks to the skyline they draw. But let's define a skyscraper. What's a skyscraper? Generally speaking, it is a building of 100 or more stories, while architects actually have a more technical approach of the matter and define a skyscraper as a construction with a steel skeleton. But where does the word skyscraper come from? It is a strange word indeed. Well, it is a term borrowed from nautical language where it refers to the highest mast of a ship. Why were the skyscrapers built? Why, at a certain time in history, man felt the need to build a skyscraper? Well, history teaches us that high constructions had always been representing an appealing challenge, both for powerful people to increase and affirm their prestige, and for engineers and architects to test their knowledge and abilities. At the end of the 19th century, the reasons to build a skyscraper were essentially two: high land prices and growing urban population. If you want to learn more about the birth of the first skyscrapers in Chicago, visit this site. Such dramatic constructions had been realized thanks to innovation technology, which involved building materials such as steel, glass, and reinforced concrete, and mechanical equipment such as water pumps and elevators. Anyway, let's say something about the most important technical feature of a skyscraper, the steel skeleton. It's a superstructure made up of steel beams riveted to one another to form vertical columns which are connected to horizontal beams at each floor level. The result is the construction of a kind of cage, sometimes reinforced by the use of diagonal beams. It offers the double advantage of supporting huge loads while weighing much less than traditional masonry. Let's go deeper into technical details. What's the advantage of the superstructure? Well, the first advantage is that the weight is transferred to the vertical columns, and it's entirely supported by the substructure. This way, the external walls, also called curtain walls, need only to support their own weight, and that's why they are often made almost entirely of glass. Particular care must be given to the width and depth of the substructure, made up of spread footings with the addition of concrete piers or piles, that in some cases are kept together thanks to friction. Today, skyscrapers are a symbol of power and wealth, but they are extremely expensive constructions. They need a huge amount of energy in the construction phase because of deep and large foundations and the necessity to lift building materials to the top. But also later on, in their daily usage, a lot of energy is needed as far as ventilation, heating, and lighting are concerned, not to mention the necessity to supply water at every floor level and elevators as well. What's your favorite skyscrapers? Burj Khalifa in Dubai, the Sears Tower in Chicago, the Freedom Tower in New York, the Shard in London, the Chrysler Building in New York. Well, I hope that's been useful. Bye, see you in class.